Hello and welcome, everybody, to today's episode of the Angelic Footprints podcast. Today, I have with me a very special guest. Her name is Dr. Katja Rusanen, and she is the #1 best-selling author of Your Spiritual Curriculum, and she is a spiritual counselor. She guides purpose-driven individuals to make peace with their past and reach their full potential. Her pragmatic approach combined with spiritual insights brings results fast. She holds a doctorate in spiritual science and 2 master's degrees in spiritual psychology and spiritual science. Katja empowers her clients to succeed with purpose. Katja, welcome. It is such a pleasure to have you with us on the program. Would you like to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Well, thank you, first of all, having me here. And I think you brought forward a lot already. So, as you could hear in my introduction, the spirit was mentioned there quite many times. So, different forms. And I got into this work that I do now. Years ago, there was a very challenging life experience that led me to this path. And as many of us who work on this field, we might have gone through something that we study here in the Earth School. And for me, it goes all the way back when I fell in love for the first time at the age of 16. And maybe you also remember your first love. And that's a magical time when all of a sudden the world just seems such a beautiful place and you feel the butterflies in your belly when you are with the loved one. And unfortunately, that my love story did not end with the happily ever after. It ended with the news that my boyfriend had died by suicide.
Oh,
And that put me into a very dark place that I almost followed his footsteps. And I was there in many, many years. And while I was seeking the answer, so many people after suicide, especially ask, was the why? And I couldn't find the answers from my mind, my emotions, the physical realm. And that led me to this spiritual path. And even though those days I really thought that my guardian angel is broken, I remember very specifically thinking that I had grown up to believe that my mom always talked about guardian angel, that you have a guardian angel. And I was like, mine is broken because this was able to happen here in the world. And later on now, I'm very grateful because I'm sure those guardian angels of mine were working overtime to just keep me going and growing in this earth school.
wow. What an impactful story. And obviously, it's had such a significant impact on your life and your journey. And I'm ever so glad that your guardian angels helped you to stick around. Yeah. Thank you for sharing.
Yeah.
You you had actually, you were telling me off air, a more significant, or well, no, I shouldn't say more significant. That's actually wrong. A different kind of angelic experience. Would you like to share with that with us, please?
Sure. So, fast forwarding all those studies and all those journeys to discovering deeper meaning and purpose in life, as well as starting to see life from soul's perspective, really inspired me then to start sharing with others and hopefully sharing some inspiration and insights with people through the work that I do. And as I was doing my doctorate, part of doctorate is always writing your thesis.
Yes.
And then I got this idea that as I did all the work for the thesis, that is more academic writing. I then wanted to share it with others because there was so much gold. And I started writing what then became the book called Your Spiritual Curriculum. I started writing it, but as you can hear, I'm non-native English speaker. And I'm always writing in English. So, of course, there was tons of self-doubt creeping in. Who am I to do this work? Who am I to share about your spiritual curriculum? And all these doubts came in. And I was one evening, I normally write late at night. So one day I was just sitting with the draft open in my computer, this very spot. And I was just looking at the screen, looking at the words that I have written and really being on the edge, like just walking away from this project. And then I started to feel this sensation. And I don't see angels, but I feel that there is some higher vibrational energy presence. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes it almost wants to knock me out. Like, I'm like so I started feeling, and this was like a different vibration than I have ever felt before. And this time, I normally don't get angel names like I shared before. Like, I just feel the presence. But this time, because it was so different, I felt like, who is this? And I didn't even expect to get an answer, like as a knowing. But this time I did. And what I got was Metatron. And I was like, okay, I did not know that time about Archangel Metatron. I was like, okay. And the message I received, I'm overseeing this work. So I was taking it in as an encouragement to keep typing. And there and then I was like, okay, I continue. And I even now feel the emotion because it was so big for me.
Mm-hmm.
Feel that I am supported. There is support for this work. And I was there and then just agreeing, like, okay, I keep typing. You will be overseeing this work. So, and later on, as I continued, I was writing a bit, and then I felt like I need to Google who is Metatron. And I was trying to figure out how do I spell that name. And then I found all the details that you can find on internet, like about Metatron. And I was like, wow, no wonder it felt different. No wonder it felt like even higher vibration. And that moment really inspired me to then complete what came as a book, Your Spiritual Curriculum. And as a thank you, I put the Metatron's cube to the cover. I felt like I need to honor the moment. And now I hear people, they just love this book because of the cover. They feel the energy, they feel drawn to it because of the energetic presence that hopefully the book has for people to uplift their awareness, to start seeing their life from soul's perspective. Because I believe that is the key to really be able to make peace with the life experiences that might have been very challenging at the time. So that was really angel experience that was so meaningful for me on this journey.
Do you know, I love your story and how you are almost innocent in the ways of angels. And Archangel Metatron just says, yep, basically, I'm here. Hello. And you need to keep working on this book. I mean, how more intense can an experience be as an introduction to angels? And, Archangel Metatron is all about positivity. And here's a little piece of information. And I don't believe in coincidences, but I have a girlfriend who I was chatting with only this morning. And I have to get this piece of paper because she was talking about, guess who? Archangel Metatron. And she herself, now I want to give this to you all actually as viewers and listeners, because the message that she was bringing forward, because she was having a little bit of a hard time and she herself works very much with Archangel Metatron. She was basically saying the following words: Archangel Metatron, shower me with love and positivity right now. And maybe that's a beautiful message to take away for all of you, that if you're having one of those days, then you can invoke yourself, Archangel Metatron, with those words. And remember to use the words love, because love is at the very highest of frequencies, so that you're bringing in not just love, but also that positivity in conjunction with each other. So, Katja, thank you so much for sharing. I also noticed you talked about feeling, like you
Mhm.
felt the sensation. You don't necessarily know the names of the angels that you're working with. And I know that you spoke about that it helped you to finish the book. How else would you say having angels and feeling their presence in your life has influenced your life?
Mm, that is a really good question. And I feel more safe when I know now that I actually have not only one, but three guardian angels. So I came here prepared. I guess they were like, okay, she needs more than one. And and I have started to sense their presence more, and it just brings me more safety. And what I do, the work that I do with my clients, I often use great archangels there to support the work. Because what I do is helping to lift our awareness to the soul, what I call soul realm, higher realms, so we can see our life from the soul's perspective and access higher records where our soul's learning is recorded, so we can then start shifting how we see our past, how we relate to it. And this is a way as well to get help. And I'm learning, let's say, I've learned and I'm learning to ask help, because they say there are so many angels just waiting for you to ask. And that's what I'm practicing, because I think they can help basically anything. Even when it comes to business, sometimes I'm like, hey, can you hey, marketing angels, can you support here? And what can I do? And give me inspiration to share this message for the highest good, of course. But they just help and support. And for me, as I mentioned, it is more through feeling the presence, feeling that higher connection. I normally start feeling it first on the crown chakra, which is on top of your head, like feeling there is some vibration, different frequency entering. And as mentioned, sometimes when I work, it just also makes me feel a little bit drowsy because I'm tuning into that frequency. But now I can hold that space better and better. And then I feel like people have different ways to communicate. For me, it's often just direct knowing that they help to receive that wisdom, seeing things from that different perspective.
Yeah. That is so powerful. Thank you for sharing that with everybody, because I think a lot of times we have what we call the clairs. So
Yeah.
obviously there's clairvoyance being the clear seeing, we have clairaudience being what we hear, but you have described very clearly the clairsentience being the clear feeling, but also that knowing, the claircognizance. And I think it's important for everyone to remember that no, you might not necessarily see something, but we have those other senses that might be more prominent. And so the way that you yourself connect with angels could be through one of those other senses, as Katja, as you've just explained, which I think is absolutely a really valid point for us all to remember. And if I heard you correctly, you also said the more that you tune in, the stronger your ability comes to hold that vibration. Did I hear that correctly?
Yes, absolutely. Because I think we are also fine tuning our energetic field to be better matched. And one of my spiritual teacher always says, all you need is your willingness. Your willingness gives you the ability to do. So if you are willing, I believe everybody can connect with angels if they are just willing and open.
Yeah, and I believe that too. We do all have that ability. It's not just for you, it's not just for me, it's not just for the guests that I've had on the show. Everybody has that ability to connect into their angels, their guides, and even the more wider spiritual realm if they want to and if they learn how to align themselves with that realm. I definitely believe that. Katja, in terms of today, let me say thank you for sharing your beautiful stories. And I'd like to ask, do you have something that you would like to share with our viewers and listeners in terms of either an offer or a book or something that you've got going that you would like to invite them into?
Of course, I want to share my book. So if you have gone through challenging life experiences and you're still seeking to make peace with your past, this book is for you, your spiritual curriculum. It's available on Amazon, so you can find it there. And it just guides you through those 5 steps. And there is plenty of examples and stories to just show how it's possible, as well as exercises so you can do it and find that greater inner peace. And I know reading is not for everyone's cup of tea, but I want to also give you a gift that it is a 11-minute video. And this is quick and easy techniques for inner peace. So I want to help you to reclaim your peace of mind in minutes. So that is another thing that you can get. And I'm sure you put the link to the comments. So show notes so people can get that gift. And this is again an opportunity for you to get this support. And I am a big believer of getting support because we are not here on our own.
Yeah, and that is so true, isn't it? Yes, most certainly. I will have all of the links on the website page for when the podcast comes out. So we'll make sure that we have the links to that gift as well. And to all our listeners and viewers, I definitely encourage you to avail yourself of that gift, but also maybe check out Katja's book as well if you want to help yourself with that beautiful spiritual connection. Katja, how can people get in touch with you?
You can find me on social media under my name, Dr. Katja Rusanen. I'm mainly on YouTube, and there is actually lots of meditations as well, and one special one with Metatron that I did almost immediately after this special connection. So you can check that out too. Or you can find me on Facebook or Instagram, where I love sharing updates and insights. And my website is katjarusanen.com.
Thank you. Again, I will post those links on to the webpage as well for whichever platform that you're listening or viewing this particular program. So thank you so much. Katja, any last thoughts before we finish up for today?
I want to share that your past does not need to equal your future. And sometimes in life, we go through challenging times, but that doesn't mean that you need to continue to struggle. There is support available for you. All you need to do is ask, and remember, angels are there to help you on this journey that we call life.
Ah, thank you. Thank you for those beautiful, beautiful messages. If you're listening to this program, I'm sure that that message will resonate with all of you, or at least a lot of you. And thank you for sharing that. Katja, thank you so much for being on the program. It's been such a beautiful experience. Thank you for sharing your stories. And thank you again for just enlightening us with your experiences. For all our viewers and listeners, I hope you really enjoyed the show. And if you really would like to help, then please share the show with 3 people who you believe would find it beneficial. And you might also consider leaving a 5-star review on the platform where you are listening, because the more we share, the more people will get to have that healing, knowing their angels are with them. Until the next episode, blessings, and may your life be filled with hope and inspiration.